So much has been lost in your history because there has been an unwillingness to believe that the ancient people could have known as much, or maybe more, than what you know now. Plato taught that there were two great floods. Plato taught of the 6 races of humanity. But there is only one race of humanity, for he was not speaking of black and white. He was not speaking of Asian or Latin American or indigenous Aboriginal tribes. Those were all one humanity collectively. No, he was speaking of races from the past. Think such as Neanderthalensis or Erectus. Just understand that these people were races of developed consciousness that lived for thousands of years, each in their own period, each slightly overlapping, so that in your DNA, regardless of where you live or who you are in your DNA, there is a slight bit of each of these past distant races. But there is but one race on the earth at this time. One race, even though there may be some variance in appearance and a great variance in culture and heritage. There is but one race. But you would think from reading your scientist that the ancient races were fools, apes becoming men. But they were not. They were great races with great mental powers and faculties. And in some ways, they excelled the races that came after them. Each race in some way was perhaps slightly inferior, for there was a difference in learning, but they had very great learning, very great skills, and very great physical power. Yet, modern science wants to think that humanity, the race that now inhabits the earth, is the great epitome of evolutionary development, when it is but a development. For these other races in the past, they had their histories. They had their technologies. They had their cultures. And they built great civilizations. And knowledge of this was still current even when Plato himself was teaching it. And now, because the church has desired to say what is written in what now exists is all that can be, and science was put on hold for many, many years, this knowledge of the past has been greatly buried. That this knowledge, with the coming epoch and age, shall be revealed, and it shall be traced in the DNA of humanity as well. For as each race expired and the other race came into being, there was a time of overlap. So the race that currently exists, it is a marker and a reminder of the past. For a little bit of the DNA of each and every race is in each and every individual in some variance. And this is a good thing, for this is what gives you your great immunity to an environment which is so lethal. But the most important thing to understand in all of this is it points to the fact that despite the color of your skin, your height or your shortness, your strength or weakness, despite your minor differences, all of you who exist throughout the world are one race, one people under God. Not just in a spiritual sense, but in a very real sense. All of humanity is one collective race under God. This should be a great comfort, and it should be a reason to understand that when you kill anyone, despite how different you think they may be, when you subjugate anyone, despite how different you think they may be, when you take from anyone, despite how different you think they may be, you are taking from, you are enslaving, you are killing your brothers and sisters, your equals, your species, your family. Because you are one. We leave you with blessings and with peace. Peace, peace, peace be with you.